Welcome back, everybody, to the Interesting Theory Podcast. I'm Aaron,
Tanner.
and today, just another simple topic. We're going to go over our 2026 reads so far.
Yep. How many at?
So I currently am at, I think, 17 books for the year so far. What are you at? You're like, what, 23?
I'm currently reading 21 and 22.
Okay.
I've completed 20.
Okay. I think I'm reading 18 and 19, or 17 and 18.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. I was doing good with like 5 books a month for the first 3 months, and then April, I only read 1 book.
Yeah. April's pretty busy.
Yeah, April was kind of wild. So I guess have you had a lot of variety with your reading this year so far, or have you been pretty much stuck with one genre?
I mean, it's been fantasy, but it's been a lot of different fantasy in there, some sci-fi, and then there has been a couple of like, I don't know, it has been different for sure. Some not fantasy, and a little bit of like horror. Like we got into a little bit of horror genre, but not too much. Like I wouldn't call it just like absolute horror. So
Okay.
yeah.
I love a little bit of, genre mixing. So how'd you start off your year?
Pretty hot. Started with Red Rising. Yeah. So in January we read, what is it? It says 5 books in January. Let me get into January here. We started pretty much as soon as the month started. Read the first Red Rising book in 3 days.
Yeah, it's a pretty quick read.
Yeah, it is pretty quick, and it was immediately good. It's not my favorite in the series,
Right.
but it kind of is like the dungeon crawler Carl, where it's like the first book really gets you going.
Yeah.
It is the most like YA out of the books. It was pretty.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
You read them last year. It was pretty like easy to follow, and like there was one twist that I was like, oh, okay, I didn't like anticipate that at all in the first book, but it was it was relatively straightforward, and it was good. And then we had the Fable book club of like the Realm of the Elderlings, which we haven't got back to, but
no, I started a book club on Fable with the goal of reading a Realm of the Elderlings book once per month.
yeah.
And then within 16 months, finish them up. We did that for the first 3 months of the year. Read the Farseer trilogy. Didn't read any in April because it got busy, and I had to like sidetrack my reading schedule because I was doing an interview, and we just hadn't got back to it.
Yeah, I mean,
It probably won't for May either, in all honesty.
yeah.
I've got other things I've got to handle, but
It's been a lot, and not because they're not bad by any means.
oh, they were fantastic.
Yeah.
And I'm really I hear that Live Ship Traders tends to be people's favorite of the Realm of the Elderlings series. It's the one we're going to next, yeah.
We'll get there eventually. But I think I gave Assassin's Apprentice like a 4.5. Like it was kind of it was a hard start, and for the fact that it was a lot of exposition, you're reading the story through a 6-year-old's eyes,
Yeah.
kind of, for the most part, and it gives you a lot of information without a lot of backstory,
Right.
about the world and like what's going on and like how the magic works and all of that. And
So-
then the chapters were really
Long.
like, I think the first book was 24 chapters, but
Right.
each chapter was like an hour and a half read.
Yeah.
So it was pretty long.
Yeah. For me, I did the audiobook, and the narrator, he kind of kept the same tone of voice throughout the entire thing. Honestly, even up into the second and third book, it was almost the same kind of tone. And so the whole time, even though by the end he's somewhere between 19 and 22, he still sounds like a 6-year-old kid when he whines. And so that was the one thing that kind of pulled me out, but I know that wasn't on the author. That was just the narrator.
Yeah.
So
after that, I read Golden Sun, and that book was immediately better than Red Rising, for sure. Like I wouldn't even call it an improvement, just like his writing got better, because Red Rising was his debut novel,
right?
And then you go into Golden Sun, and it expands upon this world, and fucking Darrow's a badass. Like cold and calculated, kind of. Oh, I don't think my mic is recording.
Oh, what the hell? Anyways, back to the show.
Yeah.
Technical difficulties again.
Technical difficulties. I don't know where it stopped picking up, but
it'll still probably at least pick you up a little bit here, so we can just keep going.
Yeah. So Red Golden Sun, it was great. I gave it like with my pretty lackadaisical rating system, 5 stars. It was pretty great. Cried at the end. Pretty great book, and then we moved into Morningstar, and that book wrecked me. Just you get to the end. It's not even at the end. You're like 3/4 of the way through, and if you've read it, you get to the take your time. I am no builder, and it just wrecks you. Like
right in the feels.
Yeah, hardcore parkour really gets you. And then we go to probably my least favorite book that I read, which was the first book in the First Law trilogy. What is that called?
The Blade itself.
The Blade itself. I just don't think I'm a fan of his writing, and it's not because it's not good. I think it's good. I just don't think I like the way he writes his stories. Like, his pacing's not there for me. I didn't like The Devils when I read The Devils, and I DNF'd that and picked it back up to finish it because, like, maybe I just read it the wrong time, and I don't know. I don't think I'll pick that trilogy back up, and like someone's probably gonna come for me and just be like, "It's the best trilogy on the face of the planet." Yeah. And the Bloodsworn trilogy's better.
Yeah. Well, good news is it's only episode 3, so there's not very many viewers. So this opinion might get like buried
way deep below. But much to my friend, our other friend, his chagrin, because he really likes the trilogy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't like it that much.
Yeah. He was trying to say he liked it more than the John Gwynne. Did he read Faithful and Fallen or Bloodsworn?
He read all of Faithful and Fallen.
He read all of Faithful
I'm
and
pretty
Fallen.
sure he read all of Faithful and Fallen. I know he read... I'm pretty sure he did. I'll have to ask him.
But he said he liked the First Law better.
Yeah.
And we're both in the camp of John Gwynne was better.
Yeah. And I think it's like, I'm fine with a book not having like more character driven versus plot driven.
Yeah.
And like, it is more character driven, but I just didn't like the characters very much. And I know he says book 2 got better.
Yeah.
I've got other books on the list, and I was saying right now I won't go back to it, but maybe one day I'll just be in like a slump and I'll just try to pick it up or something.
I definitely will pick it back. I also read it for January. I will definitely pick it back up. I'm not in a rush, only because it felt like book 1 was all set up. It was like one massive prologue for what's about to happen.
Yeah.
And I don't hate that.
No.
But like,
it was a long prologue.
So like what I read in January, Assassin's Apprentice, The Blade itself, the first 2 Greenbone Saga books.
Yeah.
And then Operation Bounce House. I had the arc for it at the time. And I mean, Blade itself was kind of on the lower end of that scale for that month, just because, I had so many other bangers I was reading. It was like, okay, are we getting somewhere? It's like I kind of like these characters. I'm seeing the crumbs being spread. Like, where are we going?
Yeah.
But it didn't really grab me like everyone said. And I think a lot of it might have been like I had higher expectations.
Yeah.
So maybe it's that. But
when we had just come off of Faithful and the Fallen.
Yeah, we did a John Gwynne Christmas.
Yeah. And so you go from like one grimdark to the next, and it's just there's 2 different vibes.
Yeah.
There just wasn't enough plot to like bring me to the next story. Like, okay, I did like Logan Nine Fingers. I did like the wizard guy. I mean, his jokes were like came at inappropriate times, and like, I don't know, it was weird. It was fine. but I probably gave it like a 3 out of 5.
Which still is not a bad rating.
And then probably for the worst book I read all month, like the Blade itself was not a bad book. It was just not my jam.
Right.
I read For Whom the Bell Tolls, which is a like romantic-y book that was written. The author had done like a series of short videos on TikTok about a girl who runs a help desk in hell and the antics that gets up to. This is an interesting premise. I liked her premise of like how the afterlife worked. But I read the whole book and it was all right. Like if you want just probably one of the worst romantic books I've read, and I'm not saying it was horrible, but there were just things that I was just like, it was a little too cringy for me. But I mean, some people really, really like it, and I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
So that was my whole January, though.
Yeah, I would say probably peak was Greenbone. I like Assassin's Apprentice. I like the next books in the series more. But no, the Greenbone, Jade City, and Jade War were just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Some of the best, and I said this in my review on TikTok, but it's some of the best male writing by a female. Like she understands how to write an actual like male perspective really well.
Yeah.
And honestly, better than some men.
Yeah. Like it cut out again.
Oh my! What the hell?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to go start talking, and it was like stopped.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I didn't have that issue at all last time.
Nope.
All right. So Greenbone Saga, and then you said you read Operation Bounce House.
Yeah, I read Operation Bounce House. It is the new standalone by Matt Dinniman. It's pretty good. It's not better than the best Dungeon Crawler Carl, but it's not worse than the worst Dungeon Crawler Carl. It's like somewhere in the middle.
And by worst Dungeon Crawler Carl, we're talking like a 4.5 stars out of 5 kind of situation.
Exactly.
So, still good. I have yet to read it. It's sitting on my bookshelf, but we'll get there eventually.
Yeah, no, that one's fun. It's definitely, he's got this vibe of like making political messages, but adding his like weird sense of humor to it to kind of cut the tension a bit, but also, driving home the message. And I love it. It's just a lot of chaotic fun.
Hell yeah.
So
I'm excited to get to it for sure.
Highly recommend. February. What you got?
I did, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 books. I technically finished For Whom the Bell Tolls on the 1st of February, but I'm counting it as January reads. My book app here begs to differ. We started with the second Farseer trilogy book. Assassin's Apprentice. No, that was the first one. Royal Assassin.
Yeah.
And I think that one was my favorite out of the trilogy. Spoiler alert for the third book.
Yeah.
But it was probably, it definitely was my favorite. You had way more going on. The stakes were higher, and you just got to like Fitz was a lot older, and he was less of just a little kid.
Still whiny.
But he was a kid.
Yeah,
so
but he was
acceptable. We got Night Eyes, and we got some Molly action. We finally got
a lot of Molly
action. Finally got to see more into like the wit and the Farseer ability, which is escaping me at this time.
The skill.
We had to see a lot more of that and who's playing into what. So I really enjoyed it. And then next was Slewfoot by Brahm. Not an indie author. I think he's published by Tor, but like not anybody who... I think this is the only book by him that I've seen people talk about, which kind of breaks my heart because I've gotten into another one of his books.
But have you only read 2 so far?
I've only read 2, and he has I think
it's like
5 or 6, something like that. That book was good. If you're wanting to kind of like dip your toes into like medium, I wouldn't even call it medium horror. I'd call it like easy horror, because there's definitely some horrific elements to it. The book doesn't circle around that, but
Right.
it was really good. Really enjoyed it. I read it on my Kindle, but I recently picked up the trophy for it to fit on my shelf.
Nice.
And then we finished the month out with Iron Gold and Dark Age.
Wow.
Yeah. Iron Gold
A
was
very devastating end to the month.
It was. Iron Gold was fantastic. It's my least favorite out of the series, though. It doesn't go anywhere for me until about 60%, and then it's good.
Right.
Like, it's a lot of buildup. You're catching back up with the characters after 10 years, figuring out what went wrong, and immediately something goes wrong, which is like Pierce Brown's favorite thing to do in the beginning of his books. Just like your first few chapters, like, yep, here's what went wrong. Great. Awesome. And then Dark Age was just devastatingly good.
Yeah.
Cried a couple of times through that one, but that was February.
Yeah. My February, Royal Assassin, Jade Legacy. So I finished off the Greenbone Saga. Very good finale. Have you finished it? Have you read the second?
I have not.
Okay, so you've only read book one. It's
Yeah.
I mean, I can't give any spoilers, but it's really good. I'm not going to say anything else other than it was really good. And then I started my Shadowhunter Chronicles reread in February. I read the first 3 Mortal Instruments books. I was supposed to continue in March and haven't. I just now got around to continuing it just because of other things getting in the way. But yeah, like I said, first 3 Mortal Instruments and those other 2. So I only read 5 in February. It's been fun reading those again. I haven't, let's see, I've only read them twice. I read them originally when they came out, and then I did a reread probably around 2019.
Well, and then you said you were reading some other ones because, like, when the newest book came out, or was this just that series?
So
Sword Catcher or whatever.
Oh no, the Sword Catcher stuff. Those are her other series.
Okay.
I'm not rereading those right now. I'm rereading every Shadowhunter book that is out, which I think is like 20 books currently. But I have to finish them all by November.
Yeah.
Because that's when the new book. It's the first book in the final trilogy. So that's primarily what I'm going to be reading between now and November.
Yeah.
To get caught up. It's been really fun. A lot of nostalgia.
Yeah. The first few go pretty quick.
Yeah.
And then they get bigger. Like,
Yeah.
Infernal Devices got immediately bigger.
Well, and even Infernal Devices, like book 1, it's not it's about the same.
Yeah.
You get to book 3 and it's a bit bigger. The next series jumps up quite a bit. So we're talking, I think the biggest book is like roughly around 900 pages.
Yeah.
So we're talking still not quite Sanderson size.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess bigger than Mistborn, smaller than Stormlight.
Yeah.
So somewhere in there.
Somewhere.
Yeah. But yeah, that was February, kind of an easy month.
Mm-hmm.
And then what about March?
March, we went straight into Lightbringer, and we had talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
I had said, do I want to go straight from Dark Age into Lightbringer? And you said, probably not, because it's kind of a bummer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's good, but like it's heavy and dark. And so I took about a day in between before I read it, because it was either going to be that or we were going to move into Assassin's Quest, the last of the Farseer trilogy.
Right.
And I decided I needed an ending, which it's not an ending. And probably one of the, not the most devastating books, but what's the hanger?
Oh, it's like 17B or something. Yeah.
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
And
hopefully we rememred that correctly.
I hope so. Aaron will put something in there if it's wrong. But no, it was so good. And do we want to give spoilers on these things? Like, do we care? Like, spoiler alert, Lysander is an absolute fuck. Like, that's all I have to say. And if you like him at the end of Lightbringer, we can't be friends.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's all I gotta say on it.
We'll give vague spoilers. Implications, but not direct spoilers.
Yeah.
Because if the book had been out for like 10, 15 years, sure, screw it. But like, it's still pretty fresh.
Yeah. So like the next book I read, we could probably give some spoilers on. It's been out since the 90s.
Yeah.
So we read Assassin's Quest, which not my favorite. I think it's my least favorite out of the 3. 1 and 3 are pretty close.
Yeah, it's kind of like depends on the day kind of thing. Because like there are some things in 3 that I'm like, okay, that was pretty badass.
Yeah.
But there's a big chunk in the middle that I'm like, can we speed it up, please?
Yeah,
like where are we going right now?
It could have been as long as book 1 and still gotten there.
Yeah. I think there was a lot in the middle that could have been cut out.
And or just changed up. There's a lot when he was learning the wit and like went to the people who knew it and they call it a whole different thing. And like I was like, yeah, we're about to have just a dope training montage of him learning how to use his beast abilities, and you're just like, and he's like, all right,
deuces,
peace out. And the whole book was rinse and repeat of girl likes Fitz, they almost bang, Fitz says no, girl says, well, screw you. And like it happens, I think 3 times in that book.
And can we also make note that Fitz has got to be the most handsome dude on the planet. Like all the girls are throwing themselves at him.
And he's just
but
like, I'm ugly.
Yeah, but like it.
Mic check.
All right.
Yeah.
But what were we saying? Oh, but
Fitz being insanely attractive.
Yeah, like she never describes him as being like that, but for some reason all the girls want him.
Yeah. Well, and then like there's at one point in the book that some guy was like, you're actually attractive, right?
He's like, what?
And what are you talking about? No, I'm not.
Yeah. And then they're also like, you're kind of just like a young Burrich, and he's like, do the women love Burrich?
The women love Burrich. Like they're all about that. He is daddy. Molly loved Burrich. Big spoiler alert. But no, there was that book. It could have been better, and it sets up like the rest of the realm of the Elderlings and gives an okay resolution to like the red ships, but it was very short lived.
Yeah.
Like you had 2.8 books essentially of setup for 10 pages of resolution, and that was like
yeah, the ending I was not expecting. I thought there was going to be more. But like it made sense because it wasn't spoilers, like it wasn't his destiny to do that thing. He was just there to get
he was the catalyst.
He was the catalyst.
That's what the fool calls it.
What's his name? What's the prince that he had to help? I'm getting the names. Is it Verity?
Verity.
Yeah.
So Prince Verity and Prince Regal was the one that's just...
Yes. So he was there to help Verity do the thing.
Yeah.
And so like at the end, it's like Verity goes off to do it, and then he's like, cool, the end. And we're like, what?
I would have think a better payoff would have been some Verity POVs. Like if we could have got some Verity POV of like, instead of coming into him at 90% of his quest, like we get some hints dropped here and there that he's doing something, and there's some hints dropped that he's also like, trying to find the Elderlings and all this. But it's like, man, if we could have got like more of his story and like what we're doing, but like you don't realize what's happening. Well, you realize what's happening, but you just don't realize what's happening until like the very end. You're just like, oh man, I really wanted to know what was happening to Verity, and then you find out, and it's like, well, damn, he already went through this whole thing, and now we don't get to see it.
Yeah.
But and who knows? Maybe it's like talked about more, but I doubt it.
We'll see.
So
what else did you get through in March?
Buffalo Hunter was my next book, which was, I thought, a really good book. It was nowhere near what I expected. If you like I wouldn't call it the Old West, but if you like, old U.S. Native American, Montana, beaver, and like buffalo trapping era, then go read that if you also like a little bit of fantasy in there. I thought it was good. The way it was written was different. Is almost like Interview with the Vampire-esque in terms of like there's this background story with it. It didn't have the ending I expected, but that didn't ruin the book for me. Like the ending wasn't the like point of the book. It was
Right.
the journey, the story being told. Pretty good. And then I read I'm pretty sure it was the debut novel called No Rest for the Wicked, and it was like this little like thriller book, kind of a whodunit situation. Pretty decent, not too bad. And then we started book one of Crescent City. Me and wife and my little sister drove down to Houston for a fitness event, and on the way down we started the audiobook for Crescent City, and then continued reading it on the way up, and then that leads into my April, but your March.
So my March was supposed to continue the Shadowhunter reread. I was going to go into the Infernal Devices. But then we last minute decided to go to an event in Dallas to see Ryan Cahill. And so I was like, well, if I'm going to get books signed, I got to at least read his books. So I read the first two books in his series and the first two novellas. Some phenomenal work. I'm really sad that I hadn't read it sooner. It's a kind of like if John Gwynne wrote Aragon.
Yeah.
It's not as graphic as John, but it's still kind of like that darker vibe.
Yeah. More adult themes.
More adult themes. And he's actually got like a dozen magic systems in it that are all individual and really cool.
Interesting.
Yeah. I can't wait to get back to this one.
Yeah. I'm ready. I'm getting ready to, not getting ready, but I'm ready to start it eventually. Aaron did get me the first book signed with my little name in it, so that's great. But that's on the list soon. I just got a lot of books.
Yeah.
And I've been doing kind of what Aaron has been doing, is a lot of vibes. Like, what do I feel like going into next? If I see a book and I'm like, man, I kind of want to read that, I don't want to put it off.
Right.
Like, especially if it's like a smaller book and not like the ones that are talked about. Like, I've been reading a lot of books that no one's, been talking about ish. But yeah, so that's kind of sort of where I've been a little bit.
And then also Assassin's Quest. We already talked a lot about that. And then I started Peter O'Rulian's series, The Vault of Heaven. He has 2 books out in it currently. Eventually plans to get the third one out there. But he has a book coming up in June that he co-wrote with Brandon Sanderson. I did an interview with him, and so to kind of prep for it, I read the first 2 books. I only read the first one in March. The second one was the only book I read in April.
You're reading throughout April. You just hadn't really finished another one, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've like gone through so the arc of that book he's co-writing, I've read about half of it. I started Infernal Devices toward the end. Like, I've been trying to get through books, but April was just so busy for personal stuff, and so plus I kind of not burn out, but just a bit tired. So I started watching a bit of TV and everything to, catch up on some things. Got into Monarch: Legacy of Monsters. Have you ever heard of that?
I have, and we talked a little bit about it. I'm a huge like Godzilla fan.
Yeah.
But
honestly, like, we could do an episode on like TV later at some point, but like that one's pretty good.
Yeah.
And if you like the Godzilla movies, like, you'll enjoy this.
Yeah.
But anyways, so that's kind of like the Vault of Heaven is actually really good, and I am kind of bummed that it's not more talked about.
Yeah.
It's not. I know it's not for everyone. I know it's not going to get as big of a following as some of these other series, but I do think it is genuinely good.
Yeah.
It's got a very unique magic system, good story, and it starts off like your traditional, like, farm boy meets elder mentor. He takes him on his destiny kind of thing. But when you start, they're on their journey, but the farm boy has no memory of what happened
Yeah.
prior to the events. So you're like in the middle of, like, let's say it's Aragon, for example. You're
Yeah.
in the middle of him already going off on his journey. He doesn't remember anything before.
And so you're trying to figure that out.
And so you're trying to figure that out. It's like lots of like reminiscent of like Wheel of Time.
Yeah.
If anyone's ever read that. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I do think at times it is a bit dense and wordy, but no more than Stormlight is.
Yeah.
So
Words in those books.
Do what?
There's a lot of words in those
There's
books.
a lot of words in those books. But no, I think it's kind of like a hidden gem.
Yeah.
So I definitely hope that this book that he's doing with Sanderson kind of gets his name in the spotlight and people start picking up his other stuff and we can finally get book 3 published.
Nice.
Because there was a whole ordeal after book 2 came out that kind of slowed down his publication on that. So if you want to know more, watch my interview. Link in the description.
Yeah, he did an interview.
Shameless self-plug. But yeah, and then like I said, April, I read the second book in that series, and that is all I've read for this year. What did you read in April?
So my April was quite a bit more filled than yours was there. But we...
No need to brag.
Well, spent a lot of time in the car, and we'll kind of talk about that. So we finished Crescent City. We started the audiobooks. I started with my wife and my little sister. Well, we talked about it, and it's like my little sister said we could continue. So when we drove to Colorado, we listened to it and then had like 2 hours left. And then when we drove home, we finished that. And then we had so much time left over on our drive because it's like an 11-hour drive.
Right.
We started and finished Remarkably Bright Creatures. Cute little book. Movie comes out today. Or I think it's actually on Netflix the day that we're recording this. So we're going to watch that. If you just want a cute little story that you will cry at, read it. It's reminiscent of what like Project Hail Mary made me feel. It's not anywhere near the same style. It's not science fiction or anything like that, but just like this, like you fall in love with this creature.
Right.
And it's great. So we had started that, and we actually were pulling into our driveway, and we had an hour left in the audiobook. And so it's like, well, we got in, we did our thing, and we just sat down on the couch and put it on the Bluetooth speaker and just finished it out. And then I started Jade City.
Hell yeah.
I had started Jade City actually before that, but just because like we had a bunch of stuff. We had just gotten back from Houston on Sunday, and we were going to Colorado on Saturday. That week was just like packed with like work stuff and making sure like all is done. So we were, making sure all of our stuff was taken care of. So I didn't really get into it, but when I got back, I dug into it, and God, I loved that book. It was great. Read it. Aaron's finished the whole series, as he's already talked about. But I thought it was great. It was freaking, what is it? What was the phrase that we used? Fantasy Yakuza.
Oh, yeah.
And it's super cool. But I don't know when I'm going to start the second one, but soon, very soon.
Hopefully very soon.
And then I read Stormfront by Jim Butcher, the first in the Dresden Files book, and it was definitely written in the 90s.
Yep.
I think it was published in 2000, but I read up on it, and he had started these books back in like the mid 90s.
Yeah.
And he had finished book 1, book 2, and was halfway through with book 3 before he got the first book published. Yeah. And it's very kitschy and cheesy and really fun. It's another one of my buddy's like favorite book series of all time. He says he recommends it to everybody. He actually recommended it to me when I first like started reading again. And I was like, oh, I'll get to it. And then we had talked about you were going to potentially read those, and you kind of pushed them off on the list. And I was like, well, I kind of want to read them.
Yeah.
And it's really short and it's fun. I enjoyed it a lot. And then I read my next Brahm book, which was The Evil in Me, which is a fun little book. I think Slewfoot is the better written book.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why people talk about it more. And people don't talk about it enough, in my opinion. I just see people read it. But Evil in Me is probably, I think it's his newest book.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good. It's fun. It's got more horror elements than, it's more like graphic, I think, than Slewfoot.
Right.
But it's not as serious. It's a little bit, has some funny, if you really like music, and like occult vibes, get into it. It's a fun book. But I told Aaron he's becoming a sneaky favorite
Yeah.
for way different reasons than some of these other like epic authors, because like they're writing, Brandon Sander's writing these like 1,300 page books. His are like less than 400 pages, but they're fun.
Yeah.
And they're fast and they're well written. And their Slewfoot was a lot more serious, but Evil in Me had some goofiness. It was great.
Yeah.
Based in like I think the 80s, and has a lot to do with music, and I don't want to give anything away.
Nice. No, I'm definitely looking forward to getting into Brahm.
It'll be fun.
I like that he's got like, he does his own art and puts it in the
Yes.
books. The art's really nice.
Yeah, I looked into him. He did a lot of art for Activision and Blizzard. Well,
Mhm.
more Blizzard than Activision, but did work for like Diablo 2. His sons do work for like Diablo 4 and like a bunch of like cover art for video game stuff, and Doom. I think he did like cover art for Doom 2 and Diablo 2. It was his like big things, and he's just been a concept artist for Blizzard for decades. And then all of his books he illustrates himself, which is really cool, and he's really good.
Yeah.
So
That's sick.
multiple different artist streams going on there.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went to April. I was out of the state more than I was in the state, and we went to Tennessee, and we started book 2 of Crescent City.
Mm-hmm.
And on the way back, we finished book 2 of Crescent City. I liked it more than I liked the first one. Book 1 was pretty good. Book 2 was even better, which leads into May, and I'm currently reading 2 books. I haven't finished either of them. I will finish one before the other, but I'm reading I'm reading The Hike by Drew McGarry. I think that's how you pronounce his name. And it's fucking weird. We haven't even talked about it. Not at all what I expected. I don't want to give too much away, but like within the first, like the second chapter, you're just like, oh, that happened. Okay, we're right into it.
Yeah.
And I know what it's about, like, but I don't know what it's about. I know it's happening, but I don't know like what the end game is here. So I'm curious to finish it. It's pretty short. I'll probably be done with it soon.
Mm-hmm.
But then yesterday I started book 3 of Crescent City, and as of today, I'm about 70 some odd % through it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've just been off work.
We might have to do a video where we talk about like the whole SJM Massverse, because I'm curious your opinion after you finish this 3rd book, because I was truly enjoying Crescent City,
Mm-hmm.
and then the 3rd book, it was fine,
Yeah.
but I was like, wait, what? I feel like there should have been more.
Yeah. Well, and there's another book coming. Like
she said for now that is done. If she goes back to that world, it's going to be a different story. So we don't actually know if or when we're going to get another book in that world.
I mean, she has confirmed that Crescent City 4 is a thing.
Did she?
She did.
Okay.
Yeah. So
last I had heard, it was more of like a, probably.
yeah. I think she confirmed it a while ago, but she did that interview where she like took a bunch of questions about what's happening, and essentially she just said, well, Brandon Sanderson, you got a Rapho,
Yeah.
like, where is Bryaxis? And she's like, well, and everyone's like, she
Yeah.
okay, cool. But yeah, those are the 2 books, and I'll be finished with, like, if I don't have anything to do tomorrow, I'll probably finish Crescent City tomorrow, and then The Hike is super quick. It's like 300 pages, and I'm about 150 some odd pages into it.
Nice.
But,
well, moving forward with the year, so I'll probably have Infernal Devices finished up this weekend. This weekend as of recording, not posting. And then on this next Tuesday, we have Dungeon Crawler Crawl 8, A Parade of Horribles. and we'll probably take about a week and a half to give us to make. I mean, we could probably finish it pretty fast.
Yeah.
Like we could probably record the next weekend. I just wanted to plan for more time just in case.
Yeah, because that'll be a more in-depth. That'll be a very spoiler-heavy video.
100%. Like our plan for that video is we're gonna rank the previous 7 books and then do a review and then give where our definitive ranking on that list where we would put 8.
Yeah, so there's gonna be a lot more thought going into that one. A little bit more notes between us. And
Yeah,
stuff.
we really wanted these first few videos to just kind of get us comfortable talking in front of the camera.
Yeah, that's my first
So
time.
that's why it's a lot of this very generic topics, but we'll get into some fun stuff coming soon.
Oh yeah.
But so we'll have by next week we'll be reading the next Carl book. What else do you have planned for the rest of the year?
I've got a TBR. Most of it's in my brain. I have some of it written down.
So do you just have like a list of suggestions and you're going off more vibes? Okay.
And like, we go to bookstores all the time and like I'll pick something. I'm like, okay, I'll add that to the list.
Yeah.
If it's something like I'm interested in, my mic's off.
Oh, damn. Okay.
All right. If it's something I'm interested in, then I'll probably read it quicker. But Jade War and Jade Legacy are soon. I'm gonna try to get to those with my next reads. I don't have anything that's kind of popped out to me recently, other than Dungeon Crawler Carl. Like that one is set in stone. What I'm gonna be reading.
Right.
And then we've got. I want to get the Interview with the Vampire on there. I've actually never read the book. I tried to in middle school, but like I just like never jumped into it. It was I'd watched the movie and like at that point in time I was like, I'll just get something else. Like read Harry Potter again.
I want to read that too. I think I'm gonna save it for October.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it's in there. We've got another John Gwynn stint coming up, which we've got to figure that out. I think that's our like next series buddy read.
Yeah, I think we were gonna do that in September, October, kind of, because we wanted to finish it before his next book came out, which is November.
Yeah. So we wanted to get that in, and that's only 3 books, and the biggest one I think is shorter than most of the books in
it looks
Faithful
like
and the Fallen.
like book 3 is the biggest one, and I think it's probably about the same size as Valor.
Yeah,
it's at least from this angle.
I have it written down as about 670 pages.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's not bad at all.
No, and then so we've got the rest of the Greenbone. We got Interview with the Vampire. The what is it? What's the series called? A Blood and Bone, or
the John Gwynn? Yeah, it's of Blood and Bone.
Yeah, so we've got that. Some books that are coming out that this year confirmed. And one that was at some point talked about but is no longer, which is Fires of December is confirmed for this year.
Yeah.
So
that'll be released at Nexus this year.
Yeah, and we'll hopefully have our copies before then, because like we backed it, unless we pick up our copies at Nexus.
No, I think we'll have our copies before then, or around the same time.
Yeah.
But the traditional published Tor is coming out the weekend of Nexus.
Yeah. So we'll have our books before then, because that's what happened with Isles of Emberdark. All the backers got theirs months before the official came out. And so Fires of December, and then Wolves of War by John Gwynn. Those are confirmed this year, as well as Parade of Horribles, but that's next week.
Yeah.
And then Red God's on my list, but that's not coming anytime this year.
Found out that's going next year probably.
And then I'll probably get to Alchemized. It's on my list. I own it. It'll eventually get there. It's a 1,000-page book that I don't know too much about. You've read it and you've told me about it, and it seems interesting. So we'll get to it. And then the books that are on my list that we'll get to eventually are the rest of the Sun Eater, or at least books 2 and 3, because that's what we talked about. We said we'd give it books 2 and 3, and if we still weren't in it, it's fine. You've read book 2. I have not.
I'm probably gonna, if we end up wanting to do like a buddy read for that one, I will reread book 2.
Yeah,
because I feel like and then just because my brain wasn't in it,
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot that I'm missing.
Yeah.
So I'll probably reread book 2 along with you, and then we'll go through 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Don't think it's gonna be 2026.
Yeah.
That'll probably be a 27 thing.
Yeah. And if we do get to it anytime this year, it's because there was a lull in other books that we're reading,
Yeah.
kind of situation. So those will make it. And I've got a bunch of others.
Mhm.
Let me see if they're like, I got a bunch like downloaded into Kindle that are in there.
Right.
I do need to read the Travis Baldree books. Those are on the list. My wife is like still not happy that I haven't read them because she really enjoyed them. I got some like indie books in there and a couple. I do have an arc that I need to read. And then the Ryan Cahill books. I have the first one downloaded because they're all on Kindle Unlimited.
Yeah.
And so we've got those. Other than that, I don't have a whole. I mean, that's quite a few books, but,
Right.
It wasn't as stacked as last year.
Yeah.
So
I had a kind of like definitive list at one point, and then that's kind of gone to crap. So the main things I want to do, I'm rereading all the Shadowhunter books. I'll have those done by November. The only other new release that I have that you didn't mention was the third Ninth House book by Lee Bardugo.
Yeah.
It's called Deadbeat. That comes out in September.
yeah, maybe those will be some that I get to as
yeah.
well because I know those are really good.
Well, and they're like, I think the biggest one's like 430 pages, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I'm looking at it on your shelf right now.
Like they're not. I read the first one within a weekend.
Yeah.
Like they're not big, so you can read those pretty fast.
Yeah.
And they're good.
And I get through books pretty quick. Like I am like immersive reading the third Crescent City book, and it's like almost 900 pages, so I can get through it a lot quicker.
Yeah.
And I've been off work for the past couple of days.
Right.
But even if I'm not, as long as I stick to it, I can get through them pretty quick.
Yeah.
Um.
So, but that, and then I want to do more Robin Hobb. I just don't know exactly when I'm going to fit those in. I have read, so there's 6 of like the Chronicles of the Avatar books. I've only read the first 2.
Yeah.
I would like to finish those.
Yeah, 'cause
And they're fairly small.
You read the Kyoshi ones, or
Yeah, I read the Kyoshi ones.
Yeah.
And there's Yang-Chen and Roku.
yeah, and then there's like those other ones.
Yeah. And then finish Cahill, of course. I've got 2 more books and 2 more novellas. The other John Gwynne series. Let's see. Trying to think if there's anything else I haven't mentioned before. I mean, with Shadowhunters alone, that's already a long list. Originally, I was going to read everything of Abercrombie. But we may only end up getting to the other 2 First Law.
Yeah.
Not 100% sure yet, but we'll see. And then I'm wanting to kind of like fit in some comic books. We've talked about like getting back into like the Ninja Turtles and stuff, and I want to read the IDW run, which is the most recent run. They also have all the original stuff on Kindle Unlimited.
Yeah.
So that could be cool. And then I've got all like the collector's editions of the Avatar comic books that I want to go through.
Yeah, I'd really like to do like the Ninja Turtle ones. Like I don't know how well it would look on the Kindle. Like
that, yeah. So I realized that if I'm gonna do those through Kindle Unlimited, I'm gonna have to use the iPad.
Yeah, like I would probably do my phone just because I want the full color.
Yeah,
I don't have a color soft because like I ain't shilling out those big bucks.
I tried doing The Last Ronin on my Kindle, and it just was not.
Well, it's like the Ninja Turtles always have been very like colorful. Like I know like The Last Ronin's like a dark situation, but like there's a reason why they're all different colors. Like it translates well. Like it's always been like very bright. I actually was watching the old 80s series the other day and I was like, man, this is sick. I wish they still made hand-drawn cartoons like this.
Yeah, I agree. See, I
but
feel like I'm missing something. Let me pull up my old.
While you're looking for that,
Yeah.
did miss something. My mic cut out. I don't know why it's doing that. All right.
Okay.
I was missing something while you're looking for that.
Mm-hmm.
The Empire of the Vampire series by Jay Kristoff. That is on my
Yes.
list. Like those are definites for this year. So of like the huge hitters, and then I really do like a good one-off book. I really like to read for vibes, and so I do read some books that like maybe aren't that good comparative to like the likes of John Gwynn or Brandon Sanderson, Robin Hobb, and things like that. These huge names, but it's like I'll pick up a book because like it looks interesting, and then just grade it on the curve.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not gonna put the books like For Whom the Bell Tolls up against Brandon Sanderson, because that's an unfair comparison. One, they're two different genres of fantasy, but other than that, like I like to read just for fun.
Yeah. I gotta pull it up on the computer because it's not pulling up on my iPad.
We're huge nerds, and we both keep spreadsheets of book reads and then workout spreadsheets and all of this stuff.
Trying to see. No, the next ACOTAR book, because that's coming out later this year.
Yeah, we're getting one this year, and then one I think she said at the beginning of next year.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know how it's going to drop. I know one's smaller than the other one.
Yeah, so the first one, it's going to be smaller.
Yeah.
It's going to be like 400 pages.
Oh, okay.
I think it's at like 350, but I think
bigger than Frost and Starlight.
And, yeah, so it won't be a novella, but it'll be a small novel. Yeah. And then the next one is supposed to be like Kingdom of Ash size, like big.
Listen, I really enjoyed Frost and Starlight. I love the Christmas special.
Yeah.
I think it segued really nice into Silver Flames.
Right.
Like how it switched from first person to third, and you're getting different POVs at that point. So it was a nice segue to get you warmed up for that.
Yeah.
But
the only thing I missed was, so I have a book club with at work, and so every other month we pick a new book.
Yeah.
So by the end of May I have to have read Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins,
which shouldn't be too. It's a
small
book.
one. Yeah, like I could get through it pretty quick. I think my plan is, if we don't have Carl done by the weekend after it comes out, and I wait till the next weekend, give it the 10 days or whatever, the next like 5 days before the book club meeting, I'll read it within that last week.
Yeah.
So it'll be pretty quick. But I haven't read Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Don't care to, because I don't like snow.
I haven't read it either. I've only read Hunger Games, the first 3.
Yeah. And then I never watched the movie for Songbirds and Snakes either.
Me neither. There's a whole other reason for that one. My little sister really wants me to read Sunrise on the Reaping.
Sunrise on the Reaping.
Sunrise on the Reaping. Because she wants to go see the movie when it comes out. If it's out, I don't even know when it comes out.
It's not out yet.
But she really wants to go see it, and she really wants me to read the book. So I need to read that, because she's read a lot of books that I've asked her to read.
Yeah.
She read the first Mistborn book. She loved it. Shocker. She read Project Hail Mary. She loved it. Shocker.
Yeah.
We got her into reading ACOTAR and Throne of Glass, and she's now on book 2 of Crescent City.
Nice.
And I have something we can finish with once we're kind of wrapped up here. It's a nice little joke.
Okay. So, what you got?
If we're done, you got anything else?
No, I think that's all. Other than just I'm excited to read Sunrise on the Reaping. Just because I liked Haymitch. The movie looks good.
Yeah.
But I'll probably just skip over Songbirds and Snakes, because I think, I know people have said she does it well, but I don't like the trope of not what's the word I'm looking for? Basically, justifying the villain's actions.
Oh yeah, you get the justified backstory, and it's why can't bad people just be bad?
Yeah,
like Regal in.
He's there's no extra thing behind him. There's no special thing, no thing to understand other than the fact that he's just a dick.
I mean, he had mommy issues, and he blamed his actions on those, but they weren't justifiable. his mom was also a bad person.
Yeah.
Like, cool.
So to wrap us up, what do you got?
We could try to do this each episode if we want to.
Okay.
Just because of like how long between recordings we've got. My little sister, like I said, she's reading Crescent City 2. She is listening to it on her way out of state and coming back. And she texted my wife and she said, I think Agent Day is Celestina, which hopefully isn't a spoiler for anybody. This book's been out for quite some time at this point. And my wife responds, interesting theory.
Heck yeah.
And so
it spreads.
Everyone does it. I think it infuriates my little sister because like she wants to know, and like I can tell you right now, I made this same connection, and I'm pretty sure probably for the same reasons that she did. I'm going to want to hear those reasons. I'm not going to spoil it, but interesting theory.
Yeah.
So
that has been an interesting theory.
That is your interesting theory from Aaron and Tanner, and Tanner's wife, because she does it too. No, that's all I got.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you next time.
See ya.